everyone, welcome back. So, Memory of a Killer Season 1 Episode 9 delivers exactly what you want for most of its runtime tension, reveals, and some seriously strong character moments, but then stumbles right at the finish line. This episode is very much centered on Angelo finally getting closer to the truth about the ferryman. Instead of dragging that mystery out, the show actually moves things forward in a satisfying way. That decision alone makes the episode feel more engaging because it doesn't rely on stretching the story unnecessarily. Right from the start, the energy is high. Dutch gets a standout action sequence that feels completely different from what we usually see, and it adds another layer to his character. He's not just the calculating businessman, he can get his hand dirty when needed, and when he comes across as loyal to Angelo here, there's still something about him that feels off. You can't fully trust the Dutch, and the episode certainly reminds you of that. Even when he's helping, it feels like he's still playing his own game, keeping Angelo just close enough while holding back the full truth. At the same time, we finally get more insight into Nikki. Her backstory adds a lot of context to her action, especially how she ended up working under Grant. It's clear she was manipulated at her lowest point, and while that doesn't excuse everything she's done, it does make her situation more complicated. Grant herself continues to stand out as a villain. The episode really leans into how far she's fallen from someone who may have once believed in justice to someone completely consumed by revenge. Her pain over losing her son feels real, but the way she channels that pain targeting innocent people connected to Angelo is what truly makes her dangerous. Some of the strongest moments in the episode comes from the interaction between Angelo and Grant. When they finally come face to face, there's a quiet intensity that says more than any action sequence could. And when Grant later admits, even briefly, that she's lost her way, it adds a layer of tragedy to her character. Angelo, on the other hand, continues to operate with his own moral code, believing he only targets those who deserve it. But this episode really changes that idea. The consequences of his actions, especially though through Grant's vendetta, shows that things aren't nearly as controlled as he wants to believe. For most of the episode, everything works, the pacing is tight, the reveals are meaningful, and the tension keeps building. It feels like the show is heading towards something big. But then the final few minutes happen and the momentum drops. The big choice Angelo is given between saving Maria or Michael should feel devastating, but it doesn't quite land. The episode doesn't fully commit to the danger, and because of that, the stakes feel lower than they should. You kind of sense that things will work out, which takes away from the suspense. Even the resolution with Dutch stepping in raises more questions than it answers. Yes, the outcome is positive, but it also reinforces that Dutch is still controlling the situation from behind the scenes, and Angelo is starting to notice that. By the end, instead of feeling shaken, you are left feeling slightly underwhelmed, which is frustrating because everything leading up to that point was so strong. Still, this episode does a lot right. It pushes the story forward, deepens its character, and sets up what could be a very intense finale. It just needs a stronger closing punch to truly stick the landing. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.